right then, guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. Certainly an interesting montage, to say the least. My name is Sims. This is Andy Dudinsky. Bravo. Andy, welcome back.
Hey, thanks. I'm excited to be here for our next Winners Bracket Round 2 match. It's going to be CLG versus Denial. We just saw Evil Geniuses win their Winners Bracket Round 2 pretty handily, 3-0.
That was one intense match. One that I certainly actually really enjoyed casting because the snipes that came out of Roy towards the end.
Yeah.
Damn, that guy was on fire. But it's all about this match now. As you said, it is Counterlogic Gaming taking on Denial eSports. Counterlogic Gaming coming off of the back, of a defeat from Evil Geniuses back at Gamers Forgiving, but Denial eSports, again, we've seen them win their own LAN event, taking UGC, Ryan who picking up the MVP award. These guys kind of yesterday, I think, I don't want to say struggled as such, but it wasn't the usual Denial that we normally saw, coming out of the stocks, all fired up, ready to rock and roll. I actually caught up with Arcanum. I says, how do you think these guys are going to do? And he kind of says it all depends on one person. He says it all comes down to being Happy Cloud or Rain Cloud. I said, right. He said if he's in the motions and he's going, he said if he backs that up and they work off the momentum, these guys will end lives and terrorize this bracket. And they have all the chance in the world, obviously, as you can see on screen right now. Cloud, Ryanu, Chig, Mikwen, on paper, this is a very, very destructive force. Coming in as HES ranked 3rd right now. They've got their eyes on the prize, they've got their eyes on the money.
Yeah, they certainly do. Like you said, winning that event number 2, Cloud, Ryanu, Chig, and Mikwid, only team without any team changes since that Chig team change right there. Actually, because he was actually on the roster, actually them and CLG are the only 2 rosters that have not made team changes. No surprise that they're here on top. They did get 3rd place at Gamers Forgiving. So we'll have to see. Actually, I think that might be an error there. I think they actually placed 5th at that event. So they're coming off of not the hottest LAN performance, right? So they have a lot to prove here as well. But on the other side of the stage, that's CLG.
As you mentioned, both teams themselves probably didn't get the best, the best of Gamers Forgiving. CLG getting the big 3-0 in the grand finals from EG. Both teams looking to kind of settle some old scores, coming off Gamers Forgiving to say, yeah, we are deserving of these top 3 spots. This is who we are. But unfortunately, I've said this all weekend. Just look at that roster. Heinz, Royal 2, Ogre 2, and Snakebite. The GOAT is back. Ogre 2. I'm going to have a fanboy moment here. I do apologize. I was sat at home, 15, 16 years of age, late night on a Friday night, watching this kid perform at a top level. I personally cannot see him just losing this event. And fair enough, I know it's all about a team of 4, but this is Ogre 2, man.
Yeah, this is Ogre 2, and this is a finals event. Like you said, his track record, not only at tournaments throughout the years, is fantastic, but especially at finals tournaments when there's a lot of money on the line. $100,000 in total here this weekend. Ogre 2 doesn't often lose, so looking to see big things from them here. As you saw on that card, they lost the #1 seed despite having it almost the entire season, right? Since IR Gaming, they were the #1 seed undisputed throughout the entire season. However, EG's performance propelled them to 1st place. So CLG is going to be coming in here with the 2nd seed. However, the 2 teams on stage, Denial and CLG, a little bit of a rivalry there. CLG won the first tournament there in December, and then in January, Denial answered back. So like you said, both teams with a LAN win so far. Of course, now looking to make it 2 here at the HCS Season 1 Finals presented by ESL.
Exactly. Just because they didn't have the best gamers again, you do know that Denial think, yeah, we beat these guys, we've won an event. Nothing is impossible right now. We can still do this, and that's probably what they need to do. But again, I think you're looking there on screen at the moment, Mr. Richie Hines at the front, team captain. He's an incredible player, and I think out of everybody at this event, I've watched him streaming, he really wants this. There's probably nobody in this arena right now who wants it more than him. And if he goes in with that mental attitude and that focus that you've seen with him while he's streaming, I just can't see him dropping this event.
Yeah, they really are such a solid roster. In talking to some people before the tournament, and asked who I think would win, I think if CLG is playing their game, they will be unstoppable. I think even if Denial is playing their best, I don't know if Denial's best can match CLG's best. However, we will certainly find out in just a bit. This is going to be Winners Bracket Round 2. Let's talk about the game types that we saw just now and that we're going to see in this series as well. Game number 1 is going to be Oddball on Warlord.
Yeah, indeed. It's a bit of a. Every time we've seen this one, it's kind of been a bit of a scrappy game type. But enough about that. Let's have a quick look at the games that we'll be seeing later on. Warlord Oddball, as you said, for game number 1. Game number 2, Lockdown Slayer. Going into game number 3, a Shrine Bomb. If needed, it's going to be a game number 4 and 5, which is going to be Warlord, King of the Hill, and Shrine Slayer. But game number 1, Warlord Oddball, as you suggested. It's a very scrappy game type. It's very, well, it was kind of scrappy, as we saw in the previous match, until we saw that initial EG wake-up call. Like, okay, you know, Cloud9 have got a few points. Sorry, boys, no more points. This is ours. Putting it in the bag. The team just set up around Roy, and he pretty much just pitched a 10, got inside his little 10, put up a little bit of a bonfire, made himself some dinner, and just held that ball like it was his own. He pretty much owned that thing. Yeah,
it's an interesting lineup here also in the winner's semis. Like you said, Warlord Oddball can play very scrappy, but as we head into the next 2 game types, Team Slayer on Lockdown and Neutral Bomb Shrine, 2 game types that can very well go the full length, right? These are the least scrappy of game types. Those are marathons. So it'll be interesting to see the team dynamics as they shift from game 1 into game 2 and 3. There you see the trophy that the winning team here will be taking home alongside their $50,000 cash prize.
Can I just say as well, that thing is a thing of beauty. You know, I would be, fair enough, you've got 50 grand in the bank, but holding that above your head, I mean, I haven't actually felt how heavy it is.
I have felt it. It's quite heavy. It's very hoistable.
So it's going to need a few people to lift that thing up then.
Suitable for hoisting, it seems.
But that is a thing of beauty. One that the winning team will certainly want to be walking away with. But as you mentioned, these next 2 game types, Team Slayer on Lockdown and Neutral Bomb on Shrine, they do take an awful lot of coordination. Walshy was mentioned earlier on how Neutral Bomb becomes one of those games where you need everybody on the same page. As simple as that. If no one's listening, if the communication isn't there, if someone does the wrong maneuver, another team will take full advantage of that and just whitewash the flow here.
Oh, absolutely. And it's even the point of if a single player, right, is not on the same page. We saw it yesterday with Optic Gaming when they had the entire base cleared out. The bomb was on turret just a few feet away from the bomb arm location, and a bit of miscommunication was all it took for the bomb to reset, and they were not able to convert there.
What would be interesting was if one of these teams came out the stocks on Slayer Lockdown. It's a very, very, very passive game. Everybody knows Lockdown Slayer is a very pokey and creepy kind of game. However, we saw a little bit of a lead extend in the previous ones versus EG and Cloud9, but it would be good if we actually saw that from a certain team off of the bat, getting 5, 6, 7 kills, lead extension, and making a deficit early on in the game, because that's gonna put so much pressure on the opposite team. Like, wow, it's early on.
Right.
There's not a close tight gap here. We need to do something. We need to do it quick. And there were certain moments from Cloud9. We were watching them. It's like, wow, they've got sword, they've got shotgun, they could get set up here, but they were always down by 2. So they were always on, always on the offensive. They couldn't sit back. If they sit back, they're going to lose the game. So every time they attacked, EG just came back, took control of the BR tower, and that tower is where it's all about. You take control of that, and especially if you either get a back pocket sword or shotgun mixed in with a sniper rifle on there, it's all kind of danger.
Yeah, let's also talk about those other game types that we might see in games 4 and 5. It's going to be King of the Hill on Warlord and Team Slayer on Shrine.
Again, King of the Hill on Warlord. The problem with that one is, again, it comes down to a great setup rather than just going for scrappy hill time. I mean, we have seen it in the past where teams they'll scrap for the win, and you can get the win out of it, but it's always better to actually get set up and prepared for a hill rotation. So get inside one of the flag areas, get someone either underneath or above, just waiting to clamber that time as the hill lands on you, you're racking it up. Again, I don't want to see anybody on that map specifically, which we have seen in the past. I don't want to see any people with camo in the hill. In fact, I don't want to see on any maps of Warlord, or personally, I don't want to see anybody with camo.
No, never in the hill.
No.
I mean, not even on the plat hill.
No, I personally think that you just get a player in there. Whoever's got camo, try and grab the shotgun and just rip tear around your team. Just wander around, get the kills, bottom, mid. Just be a complete nuisance with that camo. Let somebody else go in the hill, and you be the danger zone. We've seen it so many times happen before, but again, fair enough, if you're in the hill, grenades are going to come in, and they're just going to take you down instantly. Teams should always try and get that hill guy out as quick as possible, even if it's just with a nade, throw them in, get the guy out of it. You don't have to grab the time, but if they get the guy out, then they can force fire in. However, if you get the guy with camo doing the work on the outside, you're then going to be able to move inside and grab some hill time.
Yeah, well, fair enough. We'll see if the teams are able to do that. Of course, King of the Hill Warlord, easier said than done to be able to run around with that camo, of course, immediately when you do pick that up, especially when we have top caliber teams like CLG and Denial. They will be gunning for that. But we'll see who maintains control. We've seen each team with top land performances all season long. However, it all comes down to the Season 1 Finals. This is Winners Bracket Round 2. It's going to be CLG versus Denial, and game number 1 is loading up right now.
All right then, so let's kick things off. Who do you want to start with?
Yeah, I think we're starting things off here with Heinz on the CLG side.
All right then, so moving on board with Heinz, then let's get this game number 2 of day 2 underway.
Here we go now, kicking things off. We are on board with Heinz of CLG. Like we said, going up against Denial here in our winner's bracket round 2. Keep in mind, winner is guaranteed top 3 here.
Absolutely, looking across now, up at the top, he does get the assist, but some good shots. I believe that was on Chig across the map, throws down a grenade underneath bottom mid, saw some hit markers, so he knows he's going to have a guy haunting this area. There could be a sneaky beaver creeping around, but that doesn't matter. They're going to grab some ball time now. Heinz looking to jump up into yellow flag, which he successfully does. Ogre 2 on the plat opposite him, Royal 2 also in the flag opposite him. This is an incredibly tight setup now. They've got this entire lockdown in a triangular formation. If anybody comes from any angle, one player from CLG can get their eyes on that enemy player.
That's right. Now let's see. Heinz is doing well back at home. Let's switch on over to Ogre 2, who's also making a mess of things. Picked up that kill on Cloud and exchanging shots with Ryan. I have to say, I've got to point out how interesting it was there as we go back to Heinz. You see Heinz had no shields, but he opted to pick up the ball and run it here to the base. Reason being, he's in no position to fight. So as long as his team can support, what he wanted to do was then escort that ball. Oftentimes, you're going to see that from top teams. Even though a player has no shields, they will run the objective so that players with shields can engage opponents.
So let's see how CLG can answer back. They went 4 down and then 3 down, and now they're still 2 down. They're getting slayed quite heavily off the spawn at the moment. On board now with Ogre 2, throwing the grenades in. No hit markers. He knows that guy has crept back through the teleporter, but again, the ball time, there is a guy with the ball holding that in the corner, racking up a bit of time. They need to get some grenades in now, try and get some damage on him. Finds a guy weak bottom, gets the ICU medal, taking down the camo guy. However, I believe that is, yes indeed, he takes down the ball guy and picks up the big double kill.
That's a big double. Now switching over to Snakebite. The game is all tied up here, just about 37 to 37. Snakebite gets that kill. Looks like, yes, he will trade with Ryan Noob.
Yeah, I thought we were actually going to get duped there and get put down. However, he did manage to take out the player with him. Currently moving across now to, we're going to stick with Snakebite. No, we're not. We're moving across to Royal 2. Finds Chig top mid now, takes him down, gets the comeback kill off the spawn, but he does go down instantly straight away.
Yeah, let's go now over to the Denial side. We haven't been on board with them just yet. However, they are neck and neck with CLG, just down by 3 points here.
Yeah, I don't really like where Mikun is. He's kind of in the pit of death right now. I'm never a big fan of sticking down bottom mid. I know if you need to hide, however, you know, fair enough, that's fair play, but when the grenades come in, you're in all sorts of problems because you can't go anywhere, which is exactly what happened to him. Moved across to Ryan Noob right now. Ryan's been on fire this entire tournament. Some of the stuff we've seen him pulling off, especially in his earlier matches, has been truly incredible. He does go down, however, moved to Chig right now. He's got the ball, but he goes down. Bit of a curse of the caster right now, Bravo.
Yeah, yes, indeed. That is 4 dead for Denial for the moment. So let's go over to Snakebite, who does have the camo. This is an opportunity here, of course, for CLG to rack up some time. They need to find them off the spawn.
But look at what he's got in his back pocket. That Pred combo coming out in full force right now, just hunting down Denial eSports. He's hunting the wolves. Can he find another one? Yes, he does. The Puppy McQuinn does go down. Still got that camo on at the moment, and obviously he will know when it's going to be up on spawn. He'll call that out to the coach. The coach look for them timing that camo. It's very imperative on this map. Is he going to grab the ball? Yes, he is there. Look at that beautiful teamwork, though. His mate does come in. They will transfer the ball to his hand so he can make full use of this camo. He's got shotgun, but he does go down. Didn't have the shotgun ready. Not sure exactly who took him out there, but moving across to Ogre 2 right now, racking up a little bit more ball time as we hit the 8 minute 30 seconds remaining mark.
Yeah, I would have liked to see CLG get that ball a little bit earlier when Snakebite had that camo and shotgun. They waited a little bit longer, but it's okay. It's paid off. CLG and crew, known as a little bit of a slower paced team, right? They're more methodical. They make sure they get a setup and then they move in, and it's paying off here. Now they're up 70 to 45.
Yeah, grabbing a little bit of ball time. This is kind of what they needed. 2 down, though, on the roster. I like exactly what he was doing, what we watched before with Roy on the previous screen. We're always checking how many's up and how many's down. He knows when to drop the ball. He has, however, finally gone down. Does throw out the ball. I believe at the moment we're looking across to Chig right now. Again, he's got that camo and shotgun combo. This is going to be dangerous now. Finds a player trying to, that's going to be Heinz, trying to take down the ball guy, defends his ball carrier. This is what I like to see, making good use of this camo. There is another player above him, gets the hit marker, so he's going to be one shot. Look for that assist medal coming up, and there it is. Perfect timing from his teammates, finishing off the one shot.
Yeah, meanwhile, Cloud is back at home in the base, gets the ball tossed out, but they are now only down by 10 seconds. So, like you said, a very good use of camo from Chig there, getting the Denial back into the game.
And that's what needs to be done. Even though it is camo, you can be taken down just as fast as any other normal player. It's not like an OS, but because this map, the generics of it are so dark, nobody can see you coming whatsoever, and it is just such a deadly combo if you combine it with a shotgun. Big double kill for Ryanu right now, cleaning up the wood shots, listening in his ear to his teammates talking. Will he find this third? No, he will not. He does go down. That's two going to be down for CLG.
Yeah, and it looks like CLG is getting control of the ball once again. They've gone up 102 to 68. Let's get into a listen in with Denial eSports here. They're down by just a bit. We'll see if they can rally back.
They're gonna grab this camo potentially. It's still there.
Nice. At red.
Camo's still
Red
there. Watching it though.
Health portal. Red health portal ball.
Bottom blue.
Blue ramp portal.
Yeah, they got me. I think
Two guys, they spawned blue ramp port. We come on. Red ramp port, green nade, just grab camo.
Red ramp port still. One
Top
shot
mid,
green,
top
one shot green.
Top mid weak.
Red shotty, one shot. Red top center.
Still one shot, Ryan.
Top center, one shot.
Yo, red ramp port.
Still one shot. Bottom mid.
Red ramp port, one shot. I got red ramp port. Bottom mid was one shot.
Nice, do that. Green ramp.
Green nades with camo and then weak with ball. Green nades absolute with camo.
Balls
I got camo, guys.
I ball.
Yeah, nice.
Yellow flag. I'm getting down. I'm gonna die. I died.
I got ball. Get it.
Yellow needle.
Oh, I'm dead, dude. Yellow flag and yellow needle.
Yellow
flag. Two guys yellow flag. They're going blue. Melton.
One shot.
Good job. And red.
Red flag by red health.
Red, Austin. Two dead, red.
Well, let's do it red. I'm coming. Hold on. Where are they?
Push me red.
Red flag weak.
Green flag. I'm staying alive. Green nades.
I got chills.
He's in there. And yellow nerd.
A little bit.
Mike Kung, red health port and red ramp port.
Yellow ramp killed me. Alright, died.
Blue ramp port. One shot blue health port on me.
I got killed.
I got him.
Green ramp the ball.
Two dead. Where's two dead? Blue ramp port, guys.
To a green. Green flat.
I died from green health pack. One shot green health pack.
One shot blue ramp as well. Camo in 5 seconds. 16. Camo's gonna be coming up. Blue flat.
Let's go.
One dead.
Two on the ball.
Camo's up right now. Camo's up.
We gotta go for camo.
We got ball. Two guys red health port.
Balls,
Two guys in health port. Lots. Two guys. Native blue.
One shot. Yellow nades. Your nades, Scotty. One shot. Your needle. One shot. Your needle.
Should still be up.
Eyeball, guys. Needle or nade somewhere.
I got two guys. Don't shoot yellow shot. Don't shoot yellow ramp.
Absolute
One shot.
bottom
I didn't shoot. Green shot. Blue shotty. Blue needle. Yellow ramp. Blue needle. Still up.
He's naded me. I need help.
Nobody's there. He's blue ramp.
Green ramp. Green ball. They got camo. They got
They just
camo.
grabbed it.
We shot green ramp or blue ramp. There's a shotgun down the green shot. Green needles and camo. Yeah. Green needles and camo.
I got one.
Red flag and red shotty with camo.
Red flag got me. I got the guy out of ramp.
Time there's camo. Really big fight.
Look red, guys.
Red health pack weak.
Red
Red health pack weak. Camo's one shot.
You got no help on him. Ryan, you're by yourself over there.
Help port.
One shot grenades, guys. I got him.
Help ball. One shot grenades.
All right, and now we're back here, and it looks like CLG still racking up time, switching over to Ogre 2. Score now 162 there to 109, over now to Hines, who will stick with off the respawn.
However, 3 did just go down for CLG. We saw Denial eSports managing to get into the 100-point club, but some scrappy time. This is kind of what we mentioned before. We're dropping down to the 4 minutes remaining mark, 162 to 23. There's only about a 40-point gap. That's still quite a lot, really, to bring back, but as you can see at the moment, they're doing it.
They are. Ogre 2 is the only player alive for CLG. He's going to get pinned 4 down momentarily there. Chig is going to still hold that ball. That's going over to Cloud.
This is where they really need to get set up and take advantage of that 4 down. Just rinse them off the spawn. In comes the assist medal for Cloud right now. He knows he's got a guy up, but he does get duped out,
he is going to burn that camo, though. That's a big play there. So Chig still has ball in hand now. We're about to have a tie game here. Big 30-point comeback from Denial.
And this is what an all 4 down setup can do. All 4 down for CLG. They managed to get the setup, and there it is. They've taken the lead by 2 points.
Great play ball there from Chig as well. He gets the ball at the bottom middle, so that's going to leave Ryanu and Mikwin together to fight and make sure that CLG is not able to get more time here. But however, Hines, ball in hand at the enemy base, 3 minutes left on the clock. They have to stop CLG now.
Hines, one of the most incredibly smart and talented objective players. He knows exactly what needs to be done to finish this game off and see this one out to 1-0. But just look at that ball time, Bravo. It is constantly ticking down. They are not taking down Hines whatsoever. He's just lapping up this time. They only need 10 seconds to take game number 1.
They had to push in there, and there is the late push finally. However, we'll see if anyone of CLG is in position to grab the ball. Snakebite taken down as well. Royal 2, the only player alive. So Denial is actually going to start getting some time here. Now they're only down by 20 again.
This will be an interesting one if he can survive, which he doesn't. He actually does finally go down. However, 2 down at the moment for CLG. They need to get this set up urgently and really make use of the opportunity they have been given by that 2 down. They are only 10 seconds away from being behind. I think we could be seeing a tie any second now.
Yes, and I have to go to Chick. He does have the camo to support the ball. And now tie game. Denial takes the lead back. They're only seconds away from taking the game.
This is going to be an interesting one, as I do believe if that grenade goes, don't throw it out, and that's going to be it. How did they do that? Denial comes back and steals the game right out of the clutches of CLG.
Only 7 seconds away there, and from victory was CLG. However, Denial with a perfectly timed push and camo grab. They grabbed the last 2 camos back to back. You saw that. They're going to take game 1. They go up 1-0.
You heard it in the listening. They were so precise with camo, telling exactly when it was going to be up. And I said before, it kind of all comes down to who grabs that off of the spawn every single time, which they did with perfect timing. And look at what he did at the end. He managed to support his teammate. Even if his teammate at the end would have died, he would have been able to jump in, pick it up, and get those final seconds on that ball. However, it doesn't matter. They won the game. Look at that ball time for Chig, 125 seconds. The kills as you come down pretty even across the board, to be honest with you.
Once again, Denial overall outslayed, though. 3 players going negative there, and of course, all 3 players on the CLG side going positive. So CLG owning the slaying category. It seemed like the match was all but over there. Hines getting the last 20 seconds there, getting his team to 193. However, Denial not giving up. During the listening, they were down by about 38 seconds or so. It seemed like CLG was just going to continue to pull away. However, incredible stuff there from Denial as they bounce back.
The Wolfpack giving one over on CLG, then did not see that one coming at all. I will say that. I really thought, you know, that CLG had that in the bag, but unfortunately a great time camo at the end with a perfectly timed push sealed the deal, and they take game number 1.
Yeah, there's a few key times there towards the end of the match that Denial got all 4 down for CLG, which was exactly what they needed to come back in that match. And I have to say, it almost seemed like it was too easy. They set themselves up for success so well. Chig grabbing that camo in green, right? The ball in the health pack. It seems like CLG was not able to apply any pressure at all, aside from a few long-distance grenades, and they closed that match out, coming back with a huge come-from-behind victory. They were down by 30 seconds towards the end. They went down by 20 again, and yet they come back. They win game 1, oddball on Warlord.
This will be interesting to see if they can actually convert this momentum into game number 2. As you mentioned, the next game is going to be Team Slayer on lockdown. Now, this will be kind of the game changer for me. One person, if one team steps up to the plate on this one, then I think this could set the boundaries for neutral bomb on Shrine. Again, both teams very evenly matched there. Whether we'll see that or not going into game number 2, we speak about how passive and how slow Lockdown Slayer can be, but again, I think it'd be great just to see one of these teams get severely fired up and just go all guns blazing and take a big lead right at the start to apply that pressure onto the opposing team.
Yeah, but it looks like we have a little bit of an earbud swap here. These players, of course, wearing soundproof headphones as well as earbuds underneath, so I think Ryan Newby just getting those swapped out as we take a look at Cloud on this Denial roster. But so I have to say, CLG cannot feel good about that game 1, right? Dropping that game there, they know they had the lead throughout the entire match. We know they're here to win this tournament. They can't let games like that happen, right, if they want to get to the finals. You know that they're capable of bouncing back. However, getting down right there so early, that's a shame. So I apologize for the delay for just a moment. We see here on our screens that there is just an audio test going down here on Ryan Newby box. Looks like they are going to test that sound, and we'll see if it's any good. We'll get the player back in there as they fire up that match just to see how things sound in the earbuds and the headphones as well.
As you mentioned, it just goes to show how much of a rubber band game, you know, any game within Halo can be, just bouncing back from coming behind. They had such a large deficit at one point. I believe it was at least 50 to 60 points possibly at one point. And to come back from that is just an incredible feat, and that's going to give them, again, so much confidence and momentum going into game number 2. They've got to feel good about this.
Oh, they have to. I mean, and like you said, game number 2 is going to be very important. It's going to set the tone. But we saw a lot of scrappy play on Oddball Warlord, right? 20 seconds here, 20 seconds there. That made the difference towards the end. That's not always the case in Team Slayer on lockdown. That opening rush is so important, and then how you hold the bases, of course, is so important as well. We're going to have that game 2 coming up in just a moment. It's going to be CLG versus Denial. Game 2, Team Slayer on lockdown. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the HCS Season 1 Finals presented by ESL. We have a packed house here at PAX East in Boston. Sims, I can't wait to get into this game number 2. It's going to be Team Slayer on lockdown, CLG versus Denial. We did confirm that it sounds like Ryan Noobs is all set with his headset, so we should be good to go for this match.
Indeed. And looking back at game number 1, what a way to start this entire series off. What a rubber band bounce back for Denial eSports. I seriously did not see them winning that, but they clutched it. They closed it out. 200 points to 193. They do take game number 1. So we are moving into game number 2, as you can see on screen right now. Lockdown Slayer. Game number 3, that's going to be Shrine Bomb. And game number 4 will be Warlord, King of the Hill, if we need it. And if it does go all the way, it's going to be Shrine Slayer.
And I have to say, I also saw Roy on Twitter. He took to Twitter to say Denial made such a great push at the end, and CLG really could not break that setup. Of course, Roy and the EG crowd looking on, waiting to see who they will play out of this match. But a great setup indeed, and a great push, great coordinated effort Denial's going to need more of that if they want to take CLG down on lockdown Team Slayer.
Indeed, and shout out to Chig at the end, just timing that camo, as you mentioned, twice in a row, perfectly timed it.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Spike-Mouth too. Cloud was able to burn it. Chig gets the second one now, looking on to CLG. All eyes on them. Can they take game 2 and even up the series 1-1?
All right, then, so let's get game number 2 underway. Is, of course, Lockdown Slayer jumping on board with Richie Hines right now, putting good shots in across at S-Tower. Quite a bit of pressure on there. There is the Wolfpack all over S-Tower right now. He's hiding from grenades. Didn't actually get hit by that one, so there's going to be no hit markers. They will not know where he is unless they saw him running across that top platform. However, he's looking over at the top left, seeing grenades fly across. There's a guy poking out onto S2.
Yeah, long distance nades taking down Royal 2. I'm trying to see if the sniper might have fallen BR1. That might have been the case. However, looking across CLG screens, it does not look like that is the case. None of them have dropped or indicated that the sniper might be down there. So two teams exchanging kills now. Great shots there from Hines as he drops down on Chig and able to take him out.
That was brilliant. I was very surprised he didn't actually land on a grenade there. Chig just didn't expect the push. Finds Cloud also. That's going to be another big kill for him as he goes under glass, but a grenade comes in, finally wipes him out. Moving across to Ogre 2 right now. Look at that score though, neck and neck, 5-5 at the moment as we hit the first minute of this game, throwing long distance grenades across to S3. Nobody there to take the hit mark as they're looking at S2. Still no one around at the moment. Drops the stalactites down under the map. There is no kill though. Let's move across to Snakebite though. He's found that fresh sniper rifle. This is the time to change the game for his team.
That's right. They're only down by 1. This is where you want to have the BR, beautiful. And there is Snakebite connecting on a player Snipe 3. They're tied up 7-7. So CLG really has all the tools they need. Keep in mind, look at that top right of your screen. Snakebite also has the sword as his secondary weapon.
Which is interesting. I'm surprised he hasn't actually handed that to one of his teammates, probably to cover either BR or Library. It's an interesting one why he's keeping both of them. Fair play.
Yeah, typically you would see that BR that sword at the middle of the BR tower, or I think Library entrance, as you said, is a great place as well to fight that oncoming Library push. And they will go up by 1 here, 8-7.
This is the time where he can just literally sit back and pick people who decide to have a quick poke out over S-Tower. However, one person did drop back in straight away. Turns around though, but that's going to be Sniper and Sog going off the map. That's a big play from Denial eSports.
That's right. Both weapons will fall, and I was actually wondering if Snakebite had that sword because he was watching his own back. Turns out that was indeed the case. Both weapons will fall off, but now Denial will take the lead by 1.
Yeah, we see on screen Ogre 2 does have the shotgun, but that doesn't matter. His teammate's going to clean up the player in front of him. 12-11. Score still pretty much neck and neck as we hit the 12-minute 30 mark. Looking across down at elbow, does find a player, going to put shots in. Going to call for Hines. Hines will probably drop down, and there you go. You saw the assist medal picking up the double kill as well for Hines.
Yeah, Hines, nice job to finish those kills there like you identified, but he will get cleaned up as well. So we'll switch on over to Royal 2 here on the CLG side. Now up 14-13, but you know what Denial is waiting for? They're waiting for that next sniper rifle.
Yeah, they're just going to set up around S-Tower and hope that they can get a hold of that. That's going to be very important for CLG. They need to just watch the S3 platform to make sure that anybody creeping and going for that sniper, they do shut down, because obviously 1, they'll stop the sniper assault, but 2, they will also grab another kill out of it. Stalactites do code down. There is no hit markers though on the screen at the moment, so we don't know if it may manage to clip anybody. However, they have got the Library and the BR tower
and look at that sniper.
Lockdown.
They're trying to grenade that sniper down, as you see on Royal 2 screen. They're watching it like hawks, not letting anyone on the Denial side grab it. Hines also throwing grenades, trying to get it down to top middle. That will not happen, so that sniper will rest there. And Mikwin also trying to throw grenades. We'll see where it's going to end up right now.
That's the sniper has actually moved towards Mikwin. Mikwin getting shot in the back. Let's move across to him right now. He's actually going to pick up that sniper rifle. He knows that they are down by 2 kills. This is the game-changing weapon of this map. We've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is the important time. He's helping out his teammates, looking across, trying to find somewhere. There are shots coming out of the Library. He knows there are players in there. He just needs to find a head and land the bullet.
What positioning that Denial has. Look at that.
More pressure onto yourselves and just make the game even harder. Lockdown is such a passive game. You know, it's just one of those things that we have to deal with.
And it looks like, yeah, right there, just for a moment, it looks like it might have had an internet issue, so we'll see what happens here as we'll look at the referees to see if anything is happening elsewhere on the stage. But it looks like 17-16 is the score right here, and it looks like that is indeed the case. So apologies there, as it looks like 2 players there will have a connection issue. So looks like we'll look to the main stage referee to find out what we'll have for a replay rule. Of course, with the new HCS replay rules, in the event of interruptions games such as that with Xbox Live, we will start that game, from a certain point wherever the interruption first took place. So we'll look to our station referees to set that up. We apologize for that inconvenience, but it's all tied up. So when we do go into the match replay, it'll be either 17-16 or 16-16, I believe, will be the score. So we'll start from that point. But both teams neck and neck. I was actually hoping to go into a listen-in just a moment. So unfortunately, that's a shame. I would have liked to have seen how Denial might have played that out, but we'll be starting from that point in the replay.
Especially when he's got the sniper rifle, you know, he knows that the people that you get mentioned over Ogre 2 just waiting. They knew where he was. You don't want to be poking your head out, just waiting there. Every single kill will count on lockdown. It's so vitally important to stay alive. Fair enough, Slayer. It's all about the kills, you know, seeing who wins the most, but it's also all about the deaths. If you can keep those down and just keep poking and getting the individual battles 1v1 at a time, then you're going to win the game. It's as simple as that. But as you mentioned, it was quite one-on-one at each time. You know, we didn't see any two-on-one battles going on a lot. It was always players individually meeting. Brilliant communication by Richie Heinzel. You saw him drop down to clean up that kill on the elbow, which managed to give him the double kill. That was a big play for them to actually bring them back up and just put them in the lead by 1. However, they brought it straight back instantly.
Yeah, they did, and I have to say, right there, with the sniper rifle, of course, in the hands, I think any player on Denial, of course, can do such damage with that sniper rifle. But both teams were neck and neck throughout that. One thing I heard being said in the crowd earlier, so it looks like apologies there. It looks like we had a little bit of an internet hit all over, so we're going to try to get everything back online on these Xboxes. These players are now joining back into the lobby here. But, you know, CLG, I heard talking about in the crowd, they have such great success with Team Slayer on lockdown because they play boring, right?
Yeah.
They play very, very safe, very cautious. Truth be told, there's no reason to show for a sniper unless you're trying to make a push, right? CLG knows that. They take no chances. Even at the highest level, Sims, we see some players who are trying to, you know, kind of get fancy, take a chance, and when you have players like Miquin, Shake with the sniper rifle on the other side, it just doesn't pay off. You're going to give up kills that you don't need to. We just got word here also from the station referee. The score is going to be 17-16 in favor of Denial. So that's going to be the match restart. We'll go from there, and of course, we'll still play to 50 kills.
What's going to be interesting, again, coming back straight into this, if they can take and, you know, and secure that sniper rifle just as they did there straight off the bat, if they can get that locked down in the snipe tower, then they may actually have a chance of further extending that lead. Miquin was ready, and you mentioned it before. Any player on that team knows how to use that weapon. It is so vitally important, though, not to take the chancy shots. Fair enough, get the body shots. If you've got someone there, like we saw with Richie Hines, there to get the assist and clean up the kill. Every kill counts, but don't waste those bullets. If you think you're just going to get a body shot, don't even bother taking it. If there's no one there to clean it up, these players, they know exactly. We've seen the communication, we've seen the teamwork. They know where their team is on the map. It's like a 3D visual map in their own minds. They know where everybody is. They know how to play it. Sit back and wait. When you've got the sniper, you need to land the headshots first time, every time.
That's right. You can depend. You know that. Excuse me. You know that they can depend on players like Chig and Miquin to hit those shots. So as you saw on the screen just a moment ago, CLG will need 34 kills to win. Denial will need 33.
Very close game though throughout. It was always neck and neck, 1-on-1. There wasn't really a big lead. You know, even at the start, we saw 2 up, then brought it straight back to 2, and again, I was hoping someone was going to kind of come out of the stocks a little bit and just go full on and smash them off the back, which to give them quite that momentum going forward. However, it is at the moment Denial eSports, who is currently 1-0 up, just 1 point in the lead. So the pressure's still, you know, still in the favor of them, and CLG have got to do work. They're 1 game behind.
Yeah, they do, and they're going to need to get that set up again. Where I liked what we saw from CLG in the first moments of that match, which was just a very patient BR setup. That first sniper not grabbed, second sniper respawns. You saw that, and then they're going to see Snakebite grabs that library entrance, and then they're able to start to set up. So CLG is going to want to do something very similar once again.
Interesting as well what you mentioned over the. I was very surprised that he didn't give up that sword, but you did call it pretty much coming from behind. He wasn't waiting for somebody to give one of his teammates the sword and to protect him. He was actually covering his own backside basically. If someone actually came up the ramp, which they did, he then had the sword to go forward and take down that player. Unfortunately, didn't manage to work because a player did come from behind, take him down. Sword and sniper dropped off of the map. All kinds of trouble. You know, at least they didn't give it away. That's the one good thing we do have to say. They didn't actually give those weapons away whatsoever.
That's right. Now, these teams are, of course, going to be going into this next one ready to play again. Only one kill separating them off of the start. And Game 3, of course, I can't forget about is going to be Neutral Bomb Shrine. So the momentum from Game 2, of course, is going to be what carries them into Game 3. So apologize once again for the delay. It looks like station referees are just taking a look at the game film to confirm that that was the exact point that the interruption did take place. Of course, both teams want to make sure that it was exact time there, that the actual interruption itself took place. So if that is the case, we will start at 17-16.
So then, 1-0 down at the moment for CLG. Did you see this coming? Do you think they'll lose the game number 1 going up against Denial?
You know, I didn't. I personally didn't. I think CLG knows how much is at stake here. They know what they're capable of as a team. We saw them yesterday pulling off the first 3-0 sweep in their first match, the only team to do so. And I expected them to come out really hard in that game 1, and they did. However, they did not close out the match right there. On Oddball Warlord, Denial was able to come back with too strong of a setup.